Five, four, three, two, one. Good afternoon. Actually, good morning. This is Longy. This is the LB hour. How are you, Brian?
Good. It's 7:17 a.m. on April 7th, 2021.
I only got up way a long time ago, and so apparently I woke up sometime last night around the 2 o'clock hour, and then stayed up watching travel videos.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, you have your station on my not whatever the LB hour station on my
Yeah.
thing, and so it was on Cuba music, and so next thing I know, I look under Cuba stuff and it says Cuban, Cuban travel or whatever, and next thing
Oh,
I know, it's like
nice.
all of a sudden I feel kind of bad. I feel really bad about the people in Cuba now. So that may be a place I have to travel to, but it's really neat there. But then again, it's also
Whoa.
yeah, your hair is a little wild right now.
The hair is wild and this
Hair's wild.
background's pretty wild.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah,
I might
the
actually
background
close
is
the curtain.
whatever you want to do, don't matter to me. Anyways, no, but Cuba in particular, it's really neat because if you look at you know you have these musicians and stuff, they all say like Cuba has a background of 50s cars, 50s, 60s vehicles,
Yeah.
but that's all they have. I mean, no, there are some newer cars a little bit here and there, but there
Are
is
there?
probably, I would say, at least a third of the cars are from the 50s and 60s, and I'm not sure what's up with that. There's a something to do with the way that they have the policies and whatnot. Like they haven't been allowed to bring in new cars. It's really,
Yeah.
really interesting. It's
Very
really interesting.
restrictive.
Yeah,
Very
and
res-
but it's like they've taken all these old cars and restored them. Which is kind of cool because they're like, why do we need new vehicles? I guess I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think it's the oppressive government. It's not the
I'm
people.
sure it is. I am
They just
sure it
have
is.
no money.
Mhm.
The people
Yeah,
have no money. It's terrible. From what I know, I haven't been there.
yeah. Well, from what I'm seeing right now is these videos. They're like, you want to go to a cool place? Go outside. There's they do have a couple uh nightclubs and stuff in Cuba, and everybody, I don't know how big Cuba is, but it's almost as if Cuba itself is one little region. You know what I mean? Like one city, giant city, not like a country.
Well, Havana's the capital.
Yeah, but yeah, Havana. But I mean, it's like there isn't much to it than that. It seems like to me. I don't know, but it's just very odd. The Capitol is absolutely gorgeous. The Capitol buildings are so cool, but I mean, yeah, the people were looking for a place to eat. Well, they didn't really have any restaurants. They didn't have anything. It was like it was nuts.
Yeah.
But
Oppressive governments will do that.
yep, the president government was that. I agree, but a lot of street vendors and stuff. That's all they have, is street vendors. Actually, I might be wrong, but you don't see a mall. You don't see a shopping area, really. Stores. I'd rather have this. No, I don't want to say I'd rather. I would not have rather. I would not want a oppressive government,
Heck no.
but they have some. The people, the gal. There was a guy talking about. He said the women there. Uh, People think they can come there and buy a $30 woman, and in other words, the like a online dating type of stuff.
Wow.
And they said that their values are as old as their cars.
Jeez.
That's exactly what he is. Their values are as old as their cars. So majority of these people here are Catholic, and they just have these great values, because they're not, although they're oppressed, like you said, they're not bad people, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, no, they're probably not bad people, but The government's bad for oppressing them. It's
There's
terrible.
no government, and there's no, like, if you're American and you go there, you don't have to worry at all.
Yeah.
Because the government, if you're with somebody and that if you're with somebody from Cuba and something happens to them, they're okay. I mean, they'll figure it out, but nothing like if you or I ever go there and something happens to us. If something happens to us, they say it's like having your own personal bodyguards everywhere you go. I mean, they want every visitor. The Yankee dollar is the biggest thing for them, so they will take care of you. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the government just like loves American people. If you come in there, they make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
They don't want anything to happen to you. So it's like one guy said, he goes, you know what Obama was really great at, and besides the fact that he opened the borders, but he said that Obama has actually made it so that was the whole joke of the whole thing was Obama has made Cuban mail order rides available. Because what he said was that Cuba never had any internet until Obama allowed it to happen or helped them make it happen. And now they have that. They have online dating and stuff, So now that people are actually getting out of Cuba and coming in to visit and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but
I got some images here of the Cuba you don't think about, the Cuban jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's more to it than the big cities and all that. So I'd like to check this out, this type of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great. Look at that. That's
Look at
gorgeous. Mm-hmm.
The Cuban jungle. So there's ways to go to Cuba, and you can go to the city and then check this stuff out. I wonder if there's villages out there.
I'm sure there is.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah. It's just really, really weird that they've just been so oppressed for so long that they don't want. I said if you're in a city or whatever,
yeah,
the cops will come to your aid that quick, but yeah, I don't know about in the outskirts like that in the jungles. I don't know. I might be a little leery of that, but the architecture is phenomenal. They just don't let anything go pass them by. They keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
The buildings are just crazy beautiful, and the cars, because they don't need to move on. I don't know. It's just interesting. And so, would I like to go there? Yes, but you gotta be aware that you're stepping back 2 ages at least.
Yeah.
You're stepping back to the 60s and 70s. It's crazy, but God bless them for wanting to make a happy life. And I mean, I'm watching this stuff here. It's crazy because they're just people just walking the whole time. Walking is the biggest, funnest thing to do there, and in cities, just to go walk around and people watch. So anyway, so that's my thoughts on Cuba. And besides cigars, I didn't see anybody smoking cigars here, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been watching this thing on and off for the last couple of hours going. So, yeah, but the cars are so freaking cool. I mean, yeah. So if you hop on your channel sometime today, you see Cuban Travel. That's where.
Yeah, they have. You can visit cigar factories and see them actually rolling the cigars.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't see any of them people smoking them here, which is strange. It must be that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Smoking cigars is fine and dandy now on a blue moon, but
yeah. Well, here's you got me thinking. I looked up how safe is Havana, which is the main city in Cuba for travel. It gets a pretty good score, actually. Medium risk. You should behave as in any other city. Local authorities doing their best to protect tourists from criminals, since the city depends on tourism. Cuban police are everywhere. So do not be afraid of criminals during the daytime. Harsh prison sentences for crime against tourists make the city even safer. That's good. You nailed that one. That's awesome. Makes you feel good. And then, yeah, pickpocket risk is medium, but that's everywhere you go. There's always a pickpocket risk.
Natural disasters risk is low. That's good, I guess, right?
Yeah, no earthquake coming probably. That's cool. I still don't know, man. I wish we could help them become a free nation without taking over.
Yep. I don't know how we could do that.
Remove some Castros.
Well, do you know that Castro? So Castro has supposedly slept with, and they think it's true, 35,000 Cuban women. So apparently he had one for lunch and one for dinner every day. If not one for breakfast, but one for lunch, one for dinner. And so basically, if your girlfriend didn't sleep with Castro, her mom probably did. And it's an odd thing, but hey.
Well, it's basically, when you think about it, it's rape.
Oh yeah, of course.
He has the extreme power.
Yeah, there was no option in the matter, I don't think,
In most of the cases, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they get rid of that family, we'd be okay. I don't know what the plan is with I think Trump wanted us to stay away from Cuba. I'm not sure what Biden's saying.
Well, I don't know either.
It's hard to go there knowing that stuff. Like, I can't really go there knowing that crap.
Well,
till they get his family out of there, which they can get rid of him.
Well, like I said, right now, as far as it goes, if you're a tourist, you're golden. You're like,
But I'm just thinking, can you even live with yourself if you're going there knowing all the crap that's happening to the people?
Yeah, well, you gotta befriend them, and if you can help them, that's fine. If you can't, you can't. But if you can go there and just throw some ducats their way, some dollars, whatever.
It's a tough one.
But to go and learn, it's a good thing, regardless.
Yeah. But sometimes people think you should not go there until they get their shit together and give some freedom to the people, because you're just making it carry on, and it won't ever go away unless you give them like sanctions and stuff.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know if I'd go. I wouldn't go to Syria.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. The bullcrap I went to, we started doing allowing the borders to come down with Cuba, 10 years ago. I think it was.
Yeah, I think Obama was in on it. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, so Obama was in on it. Anyways, so I go to Mexico about 6 years ago. I'm in Mexico. I go to cross the border, and as I go to cross the border in Mexico, and I'm walking past, this is the walking border. I know.
Yeah.
You could drive through, you walk through, but we actually walked from one city in America to from Yuma to Algodones in Mexico.
Oh.
And anyways, it's just like the city's right there. You just walk around all you want. And anyways, we did that, and as I'm walking through, the guy's big old bag of stuff. I mean, huge bag of stuff. And the guy's like, "Oh, the Border Patrol, what do you have there?" I mean, I'm standing in line of all these people. "What do you have there?" He says, and I this my bag. I go, flat out. I go, "I have alcohol. I have souvenirs, alcohol, pharmaceuticals, and." And that's basically it. Just, that's what it was. A bag full of treats for the kids or whatever. And
kids love alcohol and pharmaceuticals. Those are their favorites.
Sweatshirts. No, but the family but you go there and you buy a pharmacy stuff. That's what
Yeah.
it's a you get your farm. I'll segue for 1 second and tell you, down in Yuma, I would not Yuma in Algodones, I would buy a bottle of pills for $2. This is actually not pills. They're actually my eye drops. I used to have to take some
Wow.
eye drops, right? Eye drops were $2 a bottle down there. In America, I kid you not, they were $200 a piece.
Wow.
The bottle was. So I was like, or maybe it was 100. It was 100. Yeah, I'll say $100. But either way, it was over $100, and for one bottle here in America, it was $2 down there. That's bull crap right there, because I was like, I cannot put these drops in my eye for $100 a month or whatever, when it's not really doing that much work for me. Anyways, make it long story short, it was freaking ridiculous. The price difference is just insane from
Yeah, it's
pharmacies.
crazy.
But anyway, so I have this giant bag of stuff, and I've got just Mexican blankets or whatever, all kinds of cool stuff. And the alcohol down there you can buy is super cheap, and it's really like not cheap like the drugs, but it is cheap like I don't know. I had a giant bottle of tequila for what would normally be $70 here. It was like $25 there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just a lot cheaper there. So anyways, I did that, and as I'm going through, the guy asked me what I've gotten there. I said the alcohol, pharmaceuticals, medicine, whatever, and he goes, okay. And he goes, well, what's that? And I go, what's what? And he goes, that on top of your bag. I'm like, oh, what? This box of cigars? And he goes, yeah. And I go, I don't know, they're just cigars. And he goes, are they Cuban cigars, sir? And I said, well, it says that they are, but I highly doubt it. I'm like, they're probably fake, He's like, you need to come with me. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, duh. And so next thing I know, he walks me through the building, puts me in a little room area, probably 12 by 12 area room. And then a giant black German Shepherd comes there and sits by the doors. I mean, he sits straight up and looks at me and stares at me the whole time. This thing's huge black Shepherd just sits there and looks at me. I'm like, shit. I'm like, what did I do here? What did I do wrong? And he's like, this is paraphernalia. I'm like, no, I didn't know, because as far as I know, I said, aren't the borders open now between America and Cuba? He says, and actually I said that, and he's like, stops. He looks, he's like, I don't know. And he goes, checks his stuff, and he goes, no. And he goes, this is still paraphernalia. You're not allowed to bring into.
Was it contraband?
Contraband. Yeah. Contraband. Sorry. It was contraband. It was considered contraband. And I'm like, what? And I was like, WTF. I mean,
Wow.
I just paid $20 for a box of Cuban cigars. And obviously that's why I figured they were fake to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
probably are fake though. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. The point is that I sat in this little room for at least 20 minutes.
Wow.
And they in the meanwhile, they did a background check on me because
really,
and the problem was that I didn't even have my passport to begin with, or an extended license at the time. All I had was a driver's license, and which, by the way, if anybody wants to know the truth on this whole thing, is if you're an American, they cannot not let you back into your own country legally. So apparently, as long as, if you are a true American, they have to eventually let you back into your own country. Kind of weird. Yeah. So my aunt told me that, and she travels there all the time, and told me that. I didn't know that because I didn't have my passport, so I didn't want to go originally. But they don't ask for your passport when you're going into Mexico. They only ask you when you leave. But anyways, it was interesting. But But either way, I sat there for 20 minutes with his guard dog, black shepherd, watching me. And
Wow.
yeah, and the guys, like I said, I don't know if it was American border. I mean, it was the American Mexican border right there, but I think they had both countries working at that border type of thing. It wasn't
Wow.
like I was. And the weird thing was that two little old ladies, probably around 80 and 85, came in. 82, I think her age was.
Wow.
82, and they come in and they had heard, they set them in the same room that I'm at, and these little girls, these little ladies are just, but sir, what do you mean I can't come back in the United States? I've been here for my whole life, for like since I was 2 years old, blah blah blah. And they're like, well, you don't have or you don't have your documents saying you're an American citizen. She's like, well, I've been here since I was 2 years old, and it was really odd. They're like from Austria or some odd thing, or Germany, and I felt bad for them. I really did. I thought they may not be able to get back in the United States. Well, one of them, anyways, for sure. It
Yeah.
was just strange, and yeah, just when you go on the travel stuff, it's not a big deal. I have no problem with it, but just make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's, because on things,
Oh yeah.
make sure that you're legal, that you are representing the United States in every way possible, that you are, that you are an American citizen. That's just, and that apparently not to buy Cuban cigars, because I mean, apparently you have to hide those somewhere. I'm not sure where. Aha! But as Monica would say, no, I don't see nothing. It's a magic trick. But no, I highly suggest yeah, just never ever telling them that they're Cuban cigars or that they're whatever they are. Just
Yeah.
yeah. He wouldn't have cared. But I guarantee you, I guarantee you, dollars to donuts, they were out smoking those suckers like within 2 minutes. I mean, they're like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, they weren't like holding on to it and bringing it to the American consulate to say, hey, this guy's they just literally took my stuff and let me go, really. But took about 20 minutes and intimidated the heck out of me.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah. And that was right before my dad passed away. One of the last time I was down in Mexico, and before I had my stroke. So there you go. But it was definitely an interesting time. I mean, I don't know. I will go there again. It's a cool place. What I like about other countries and stuff, often like Cuba or
Yeah.
Mexico, is that you can sit outside. You go outside. There's restaurants out in the street,
Yeah.
and there's I mean, they have music playing at all times. I wish America had that. Well, some places do a little bit.
Yeah. San
Vegas,
Diego has free concerts every week.
yeah, that's cool. I mean, I think that we should be having. If I had a like a business in particular, a restaurant. Let's just say, if I owned Casava, that restaurant that was uptown in Longview, Washington, it's got 2 floors, right? On that second floor, I would probably have all a song agenda. This is the song, and I'd be your own DJ. You say, this is the songs I'm going to play. I want played. You put up there, and people are able to take their instrument of whatever instrument it is and try to play along
Oh,
inside
that'd
the
be cool.
restaurant. Yeah, and they can practice. You know what I mean? Just musicians could practice. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
and then once in a while you could do a free, I don't know, the ability to do their own songs now on Blue Moon, whatever, if you hire somebody. But I think it'd be cool just to have people playing one song and you come up and you try and join in. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of like I don't know, just my thought on that one. But I love music so much, and not when you hear it somewhere in the street. I pay in town, my own town here, and I'm in Longview, of course. But if I see a street musician playing guitar or saxophone in the parking lot somewhere, I will roll the window down and I will drive around to make sure I give that guy a buck or whatever.
Yeah.
because I'm like, I appreciate them doing that, you know.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy last year, the year before on Commerce. His name's also Lonnie, and he was playing guitar and singing some pretty good songs. And so I'd give him money every time. He's been playing for years.
Really?
Yeah, he's not like homeless or anything. He just comes down,
No,
plays some
yeah.
music. It was really cool having some street musicians. And over by that Panda Express, there's people over there performing sometimes. I've seen.
Yeah, that's where the guy is actually.
Yeah, guitar, saxophone.
Yep. Yep. Pretty cool. There was a piano outside here not that long ago down one of the streets. Somebody literally dumped it out in the middle of the street there. And
Yeah.
and I thought I would like to have wheeled it over to Commerce, because people, if it would have been the Commerce area, people would play it. You know what I mean? They'd walk by and they'd play a little bit here and there.
Well,
It
my
might be annoying, but it'd be fun.
yeah,
You know.
my friend TJ, the sax player, he went on tour with several bands, and he got to do that. Go out and play his sax, and people would pitch in money and stuff. It was cool. So
Yeah, I think it's great. I think, speaking of which, we should have that TJ on
yeah.
the Friday Night Live.
Yeah, he just messaged me yesterday and said he's got some guys that want to get on, so they'll talk to us and we'll
That's
find out more
unlike
about
any of the guys that I'm friends with. Everybody, all the guys that I know want to get off. Sorry,
we want
horrible
we
joke.
have musicians play, and he's got a bunch. Usually musicians know other musicians, so like Joe Robbins and his son this Friday, maybe his son Diamond Dave, he calls him.
Diamond Dave.
Yeah, and then they know people from bands and small bands and solo acts and duets.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, and that's how this stuff works. You know, people are enjoying it, so that's good. Matter of fact, I should make the event this right now.
Yes, make the event.
Today, I'll do that.
I'll look up some copy to read, and you make the event. Or you want to make the event while we can see
I'm not going to make the event while we're on here, because it takes me a few minutes. And
you sure?
Yeah, because when we're done. But yeah, well, you need coffee?
No.
Oh,
I was just going to have you make the event, and I'd talk us through it, or you could.
No, that's okay. See this.
If we were good, right, the crowd would love it.
This right here was, I don't know for certain, but I know it's not actually. It can't be my last.
What's that?
Well, it might be. It could be.
I'm trying to think what?
The last present that I give my mother.
Wow. And what is it?
This is a cup that says Mary, of course. And it is silly, and I say, it's just the present that I gave her on my trip. Cool. I went to it is the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Oh wow, I love it.
Yeah, so I rarely use this cup. It just happened to be like the last one I have in my cupboard there. But which is kind of a pretty cool little monument there. If you go there and talk about the battle, and you learn a little bit here and there about history, it's cool. It's cool. But my father and I drove from Chicago to here, to home, and
wow,
we purchased so I had some trailers built over in Chicago, and then we drove the trailers back here, and it was a good trip. It was my father and I, my father Lonnie, and we spent a good, I think it took us almost 4 days to get back here, 3.5 days, but with a giant truck and trailer, and stopping here and there for we could have done it, may have done it in 5 days actually, but we could have done it in 3 for certain. But we're trying to stop and see things here and there, which we didn't get to stop and do because we had my stepmom, who was on my dad's thumb, saying, "Hey, or my dad was under her thumb. He was like, "You gotta get home. You gotta get home," type thing. So
pressure, peer pressure, whatever.
Pressure, yeah, you have a little peer pressure on that. But I wanted, because we didn't get a stop. We stopped here, which is awesome, but we did not stop at the what do you call it, monument with the presidential
Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. We didn't get to stop there, and I wanted to really badly, but oh well, gives me a reason to go there again sometime. But we went to all
Yeah.
kinds of spots here and there. We just along the highway, we'd stop at all these little shops and actually one night we tried to stay in the trailer, which was just like a bare bones metal box. But you know what? Hey, it was good. It was kind of like we were in a hurry trying to get to one spot to another, and it was a good trip. And I got to see Wisconsin, and I got to see Harley Davidson factory. It was their 95th anniversary. So when I woke up in Chicago at the hotel we got to, the floor was bouncing. It was
Wow.
like, and I didn't have a clue what was going on. I thought it was like an eruption. It was just crazy, right? Because we got there late at night, and so then all of a sudden, boom, and all of a sudden there was, I kid you not, 10,000 motorcycles driving past us, and they were
Wow.
going to Harley Davidson's 95th anniversary, I think it was.
Wow.
And and it was just the coolest thing in the world. There was no way that anybody in the city did not hear. This is on the outskirts that we were at, but yeah, it was cool. And then also we stopped at Sturgis, which was actually the day prior to the actual event. So we didn't stay for that, and I wanted to really badly, but
Yeah. So I wonder how old Harley Davidson is now.
well, that was 97.
Oh, so they're way over 100.
So they're 125 probably.
Wow.
No. Yeah, something like that. They're 21 plus 4, so probably 25, 125, I think.
Wow. That's amazing. I didn't even know they had motorcycles that far back.
Well, I didn't think so either. When I was a kid, it wasn't that far back. That's how old we are. I'm not sure.
Oh, it was founded in 1903.
1903. Okay.
Wow.
So what year?
118 years old.
118. Okay, so
yeah, it's one of the
so 93. So what year? If it was born in what year? I'm sorry, say it again.
1903. It's one of only two major
1903.
motorcycle manufacturers to survive the Depression. Only two of them made it.
So 97 is the year that we were in there. So
98, right?
huh?
It would have to be 98 if it's the 95th anniversary.
Well,
maybe they're counting a different year. People do that now.
They would have been counting a different year because
yeah,
I don't know. It was
it's weird.
It was it's weird because
you don't have to do an anniversary on the actual year.
Yeah. As you know.
I actually celebrate my birthday now on a different day because you can just do anything you want with that.
Right. Yeah. Well, I am definitely celebrating my 21st birthday this year, and I hope to see a lot of people at my party.
Well, it's kind of interesting. Only two major motorcycle brands made it through the Depression that were going before that. So that's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Only two of them, Harley Davidson and Indian. I don't know if you
I'm familiar with Indian. Yeah. I mean, I've never owned one because I'm not racist. Ha ha ha.
Okay, I'm going to show you a motorcycle that blows my mind. It didn't survive the Depression because the guy that made the company, he died during the Depression, and he got bought out by Indian Bikes. But this thing, I saw this bike, saw a video about it. It's 1923 Ace, and it was fast and it was amazing. Almost 100 years ago, and then
is that so? That right there. What bike is that again?
1923 Ace.
Because there's a movie called The Fastest Indian, and that bike looks exactly like it.
Well, Indian bought out this guy or took over. Yeah, bought out Ace after the guy died. So, but the Ace guy, if he had lived, the Ace might be the #1 motorcycle brand, but he passed away in like 1923, I believe. So sadly, his legacy, just didn't live on, but he was competing with those two, Harley and Indian.
What?
It's a
Sir-
beautiful
Sir-
bike, though. I wish we had one in town. That's a good looking Kelso bike.
Well, Sir Anthony Hopkins
Yes.
made a movie called The Fastest Indian, and it's about
Yeah.
maybe about that man that bike because it looked a lot like that bike actually. I
Well,
remember.
yeah, this guy was like a pioneer that did this bike, and then Indian bought out the company. So yeah, it would kind of look like it, but it's probably an Indian 1925 Indian or something.
Hmm. I'm not sure what movie that's what year that was, but
Yeah,
it
what's
was
it called? The world's fastest Indian?
yeah, I think so.
Can you even call it that anymore?
Right? I don't know.
They probably changed the name of the movie.
No, it's a couple years old. I think it's not that old actually.
That's wild.
Did you find it by any chance? Are you looking for it?
I'm looking it up right now. The world's fastest Indian, 2005.
Back, yeah.
I'll see if there's any pictures of the bike.
16 years old. And time is eluding us, my friend. It is just insane. I'm not gray hair yet, am I? I am gray hair. What happened to me? Jeez. By the way, this is Live Lucky because LCK is my initials and go by luck.
LCK.
LCK. And so luck is kind of my thing, live luck. And this hat was donated or given as a present from my daughter's boyfriend. And I appreciate that. He's a golfer and I like that the 4-leaf clover, the black clover. It's a good one. So if anybody's watching, they want to send me some gear. I like the black clover.
I like it. Well, here's a shot from the world's fastest Indian. I can't quite see that bike, but that looks a little later, maybe the late 20s. I don't know. Anthony Hopkins playing an old guy, huh?
Oh, that's right. That's right. They put sides on it. They put sides
Yeah,
on
to
it.
do that. The
Yeah.
world's fastest Indian. This looks pretty interesting. They make it into almost an airplane looking thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
Because
goes for the world speed record.
yeah, the bike looks the same, but they put that little coating on it. So or
It's,
whatever it is.
yeah, I think it's a little newer bike. I'll check on old
Well, I'd say yeah, most definitely because that looks more like it's a mop-up plane, like a
Yeah, but the
well,
bike itself looked maybe late 20s. I don't know. I don't know a lot about bikes. There are guys in town that know a heck of a lot.
not eyes to fly, but yeah, no, I don't know. But as far as so right now, if you were
It's a
allowed to go
fascinating
travel-
movie, though. That's what. Can we
Yeah.
look really quick at the movie?
please, yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, I want to just get a quick rundown.
Well, Sir Anthony Hopkins is a great
No,
actor.
1920 Indian Scout motorcycle. It's a biographical sports drama film based on the Invercargill, New Zealand speed bike racer Burt Munro and his highly modified 1920 Indian Scout motorcycle. So yeah, the one I showed you in the Scout about the same time, but different. And then you can see
What year was the one you showed me?
What's that?
What year was the one you showed?
It was a 1923 Ace. So a few
Oh.
years after that, 25 or whatever, then or that year, I think 23, Ace was bought out by Indian because the main guy died.
Yeah.
Sadly, terrible, because he was going to be the motorcycle king of America, I believe.
All right, could have been, but yeah.
Was he
unfortunately,
murdered? Was he murdered? That's what people want to know.
I don't know. People being you, let's take a look there, people. Is he murdered? How did he die?
I'll look it up.
How did that guy die?
Killed by a man named H. Just as first initial H. Davidson killed him. So some murder at a bar. H.
Really?
Davidson. Yeah, I don't know what.
Probably murdered for his motorcycle. You never know.
Well, his name was H. Davidson, so I wonder what H stands for. Does it stand for Harley? It's a weird coincidence.
Oh yeah, that is. Oh, shut up. I see what you're saying. I
And
see what you're saying. Murdered by an H. Davidson. Yeah.
that would be too much. We're gonna look at this. A little history.
I wasn't picking up what you were laying down. That's funny.
People want more information on motorcycle history, especially people around here. Ace Motor Corporation. In Philadelphia between 1919 and 1924, and then it was melded with others. I want to get, Henderson is the guy. William
Yeah,
Henderson did it.
right there. Look at that. Look at that
Yeah.
bike, man. That Ace motorcycle. That's gorgeous.
That
That's
bike
just neat.
right there. And that bike's in my book. That's why I did research on that year. What would have been the coolest bike for a guy to get? And that would have been it.
Really?
Yeah. And it's blue and gold kind of. So I had to do it.
Wow, that's interesting. We
Yeah.
wrapped all the way around back to your book there. Actually, that's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
That's how I came upon this bike. And then I started showing my friends that were motorcycle guys. And they're like, I didn't even know about Ace. You know, guys, they thought it looked like an Indian, but I told them about the Ace company. It was 5 years the guy had it. William Henderson. Sadly, he died because he could have been up there with Harley.
Yeah. There used to be an Acme company too. Every time they get on a bike, they blow up though. They quit making them.
And then Indian took over in the Indian Ace. But these are just, here's a 19.
That's like a tank, man.
Yeah, here's a 1928. Look at that Indian Ace. Combine the two.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like a drag race, man. That's too much, man.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I'm not materialistic, but if I could have one thing right now, that would be it. So
But does it say it's owned by AOL at the time? AOL?
No, it was Ace Motorcycle, and then
Okay.
Indian bought it. And William Henderson. So if anybody wants to crowdfund and get me this, we have 7 subscribers now. So let's get the money. It's only going to cost you about $500,000 each. So
we should actually promote this sometime, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I had a thought. Here's a thought. Let's get to 100 episodes, get our bugs worked out, and then start publicizing from 101, and then they can go back and look at old ones.
Yeah.
Hurry up for it. Think about it. Because we're at 73 now, 27 more. I think we'll be good.
Yeah. Well, that sounds fine with me.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as somebody knows I'm not trying to make money off this thing, we're good.
No, we're not trying to make money. And if even if you want to give me that Ace motorcycle, I probably can't take it, but I could drive it.
Well,
I would do the math.
Oh, we can figure out a way.
I would do the math actually at that point. If you're going to give me that Ace motorcycle, there's another model that there's only one in the world that's fixed up and ready to roll. Only one, and that's millions of dollars.
See, folks, we can make $1 billion off of this, our podcast, but we're not allowed to right now.
Not right now, Steve.
We're not allowed to make money, either one of us. So it's one of us,
Steve
We're
Martin
just,
said it.
that's why we don't promote it.
Yep. Steve Martin said it best. He said, people said, well, how do you get an agent? How do you get your podcast big? How do you do all this? How do you get famous? He goes, you just get good. Don't worry about agents and viewers and all that. Just get good.
Yeah,
You should know he got good. He's still good. Him and Martin Short.
Yeah. Well, yeah, those guys are hilarious.
Yeah. Well,
but
we're slowly and surely getting good.
Well, and they're both very much so overactors in whatever they're doing. They are just so hilarious. Like I'm going completely mental, I must say. They're both from SNL, not SNL, but SNL, but it was a Canadian version, which was.
Well, Martin Short, I was on SCTV.
SCTV, must-see TV. Yeah.
Steve Martin was never a cast member, but he kind of was, because he'd be on so much on SNL.
Yeah,
SNL.
exactly. Yeah, it's kind of funny. He was definitely not a cast member, I think, but I thought he was. No, he never was.
No, I don't think he was, but he would come on all the time in the first few seasons.
That's he was.
That's how he got discovered.
And Saturday Night Live, yeah. That's how his whole little stand-up bit that he used to do.
Oh man,
it was clean. It was ridiculous. It was funny. And I'm just a wild and crazy guy.
And he talked about getting small instead of stoned. It was fun.
I know. Some people like it stoned. I like to get small. Funny guy. That's good. He is. Yeah, when I go out, and I'll go out and get small. And
he's doing a master class now in comedy. Not how to be funny, but how to do comedy, because there's a difference. Comedy, you actually have to you write stuff, you have to work on it, you have to listen to it, film study and all that.
I'm no comedian.
You can't teach funny, but you can't really teach funny, but you can teach comedy. It's a discipline.
Well, I don't teach funny. I don't even teach comedy. I have a good time in life, and I'm trying to get by. By the grace of God, go
Yeah.
I, and I smile and I laugh quite a bit. And because of that, I consider myself decently witty, and
Yeah.
so half the stuff I have learned throughout my life to actually, I will tell you right now, I have learned to suppress the majority of the thoughts in my head. Because if I did not, I would not have any friends. It's like,
Yeah.
but when I was a kid, I just would blurt it out all the time. Blam, blam, blam. Teacher would want to say something, and I'd be like, blam. And I would, interrupt. I would just interject. I would, you name it. I would say something funny. And
Yeah.
they would laugh sometimes. They would laugh, and then I would get in trouble because I am the instigator. You know what I mean? It was like constantly, no matter what you do, you have some funny thought. That's great. I'm glad you have a funny thought, Lonnie. Keep it to yourself till after.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, we all know that after you won't remember how it did. It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's not funny after. It's only funny then. But
Well, what's something that's funny is I'll tell people this story and it's a true story and they think it's a joke. It's about I told you about it. Al Capone's long lost brother who became a semi-famous prohibition officer in the 20s. And it's actually a true tale. So there it is. But people, when you tell them that, they think it's a joke. But he had a brother that took off, and during the time Al Capone was becoming a big time criminal.
Vincenzo.
Yeah, by the time this was happening, Al Capone was getting big in Chicago. His brother had run away years before, and he was like in Wyoming, like Wild West, stopping the booze, and it was crazy. He even killed a guy, got in trouble. He might have been in this area at one point, so it's a wild story. I was gonna
Yeah, he
make it
was
up. I was gonna make it up and put it in my book, and I looked it up, and there was a real story.
and he's a decorated war hero. So that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's funny how that works. There's a story, and it's a true story on Freakonomics. If you guys ever want to check out another
yeah,
podcast, by the way, Freakonomics is a cool podcast. But is that them right there? The
that's his brother,
Vincenzo?
James. I believe it's James Vincenzo. James Vincenzo Capone. That's so weird. His long lost brother, while Al was becoming a criminal, his brother was becoming a prohibition officer to stop criminals like Al Capone, which he didn't even know the family was getting into crime at the time. It's a really wild story.
The man known as Scarface, a nickname he hated. He ruled Chicago with an iron fist during the 20s and 30s until federal authorities sent him to the penitentiary in 1932. Bodies littered the streets of the Windy City under Capone's reign, as rival gangs fought for control of the illegal alcohol trade. Two of Capone's brothers were also involved in organized crime and played important roles in the criminal enterprise. Frank Capone was gunned down by police in 1924. Ralph Capone embarked on a life of crime as well until 80 years old. Wow.
Died at 80. So there's Ralph. Now there's Al. Let's see what his brother, and then the other guy. Read this one. This is interesting.
One of the Capone boys, however, set a completely different path to his brothers. James Vincenzo Capone.
James Vincenzo
Capone was born in Italy 1892 and came to America in the United States, and his parents when he was still a baby. He was Gabriella and Teresa Capone's oldest child. Okay. The Capone family settled in Brooklyn, New York, where Gabrielle worked as a barber to support his large family. At the age of 16, James Vincenzo Capone decided he had enough life of the city in Brooklyn. He headed out west. It was the great range and opportunity. I goofed that one. The great open expanses of the United States that Capone would reinvent himself. He wanted to hide his Italian ancestry, and he changed his name to Richard Hart after his favorite film star, whoever that was, Richard Hart. The man now known as Richard Hart told people he served in France during the World War I. He settled in a small town of Homer, Nebraska after the war.
Okay,
There you
so
go.
he says he served in France. We don't know if he really did yet. So that's because I'm wondering if he made it up. Not only changed his name, his appearance and background. Wow. And then he took on this whole character and became semi-famous. Everybody liked him. Then he got in trouble for a murder in 1923 that he killed one of the people he was going after, because he was an officer.
Yeah.
And then things went kind of sour for him after that. I'm not sure what happened after that, but yeah,
Yeah. Well,
look at that big bust of all the stills. Two Gun Heart, Alcohol Raid. That's pretty. He would be a good movie. Two Gun Heart.
yeah.
On with Bureau of Indian Affairs, illegal alcohol on Indian reservations. Wow, yeah, so
Yeah.
big
No,
time
that'd be
dude.
cool.
But for a while, he didn't even know that his family was into the crime thing. He didn't know for a while. It took years. So he's
No,
out
that's
doing
great.
his thing.
That's
He
cool.
just ran away from the family. He sounded he was ashamed of being Italian. But he even went to Washington. So he's been in Washington. It's a pretty cool story. I'd like
No,
to see that movie about that guy.
Vincenzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy V, I call him.
Well, they should make a movie after him, and because he was the positive part about it. You know what I mean? I mean, they always make movies about the bad guy.
Yeah.
But,
Well, that was a great story because doing research, which is the most fun about this book I've been working on, is just the research. But I had a character I wanted to be Al's long lost brother. Then I ended up reading that. So there's a guy in the book claiming to be James Vincenzo Capone,
hey, there you go.
but we think he's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. Well, I think that what I was talking about before was it's odd in history how people will do that. One will become extremely one way, one will become extremely the
Yeah.
other. And that the book called Freakonomics, if you've ever read it, by the way,
Yeah.
and well, you can get it
I want to.
yeah, and there's a books on audio books, you get there, or
Yeah.
you can actually there's actually a video possibly now on that part of it. And there is a podcast where they have the Freakonomics, but the book itself is phenomenal. And it talks about a story about how one man years ago decided to name his kids. He had two twins, twin boys. One he named him Winner. I kid you not. They're in Chicago or something like that. And he called one kid Winner and one kid Loser. He
Oh
named them
my
both that
God.
way. And they split, and you would think whatever you think is opposite of what happened. So
Wow.
the winner went through life just being called Winner, and he was so given every opportunity because his name is Winner. Everybody wanted to be his friend. He's a winner, yada yada, and he ended up going on a path and became a drug dealer and
Man.
kind of stuff. And Loser, I kid you not, Loser, he was basically held back on everything. Who wanted to be friends with Loser, right?
Yeah.
He named his kids bullshit names, Winner and Loser. Well, Loser decided to change it. He shortened his name to Lou, and he ended up being a police chief.
Wow.
He won all kinds of awards. I don't even go to the FBI or whatnot, but he went as far as he can go. He did everything was phenomenal for him because he had a harder life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything was given to Winner, and nothing was given to Loser, basically. And
Yeah.
and Loser did really well.
That's
Lou,
crazy.
yeah, but
Without giving away any information, you were working on on a script we're working on. So how'd that go last night?
oh well, not well because I was trying to get on my computer to start. I started doing this app, trying to download an app for speak to teach, for speech to text, or speech is dictating freaking program I was trying to find.
Yeah.
I went through a few of them. I found one, and then it wouldn't recognize my microphone, and so I worked on that for quite a while, trying to find why that was the problem. And by the time I got done, I was like, well, I sat down with some thoughts, but I did not put anything on the pen and paper because I'm a loser.
Another thing available is you can get your voice recorder app on your phone and just voice record and talk about it. You may not even need to write any of it down, but you'll get enough information and framework and stuff. And then if you like it, write it, listen to it, and write it down, or just dictate it. So
Well,
are you able to dictate now and have it right?
I got it. It's accepting my
Prompts.
it's accepting my microphone I have on here now, but I have not got it onto the program. So I was trying to write on a different Google program. I do
Yeah.
I do Google Documents, by the way. If you don't use those yet, that's the free Google Office programs. So if you use Office right now, Office like Sheets, or no, excuse me, Office Excel, or
I use Word.
Word. So now instead of Word, which you have to pay for, Google has their own programs they use, and the kids use them all in school. So that's how I ended up learning about them. So, but they have Google Docs and Google Documents, you can do all those. It's just like Word for free. And then Excel, they have Google, it's called Google Sheets, and those are the Excel ones. So yeah, all the Google programs
Docs.
they're just as good as the Office ones, and they're free. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I pay $10 a month for my Word.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I have to have it for writing a book. But I'm gonna find out if Google Docs, if you can publish using Google Docs, then I'll just get rid of Word.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a while. Yeah, $10 a month. Heck, get rid of that sucker.
Yeah, but
I've been doing that for a year or two. But yeah,
it's on it all the time, so it's worth it right now. But if there's a free one that is compatible, there was another one called Open Office, but it wasn't
compatible. No, that wasn't. No, that sucked. Open Office sucked. But you can. But don't throw one away without checking the other out.
No way.
Go to your
study it. Let's look at it right now, because that sounds like a good idea, though, if you can get to the point where you can get rid of a subscription service, because they want you on subscription for everything now.
And Google wants to control everything, so that they're doing their best they can to get your new stuff. But yeah, try the Google or the Docs versus Word. I haven't had any problems with Word with Google Docs at all.
Google Docs, yeah. If you can write a book and publish it, because you just have to send a file to Amazon, so it's probably compatible. Let's look at it here. Convenience. Google Docs is way better. No question, has more features for Word. So let's see this. Let's look this one up. This could be good. This is good to compare them too, because if it has everything you need, you can get rid of Word. That'd be nice. Gates won't be happy though. Bill Gates will come after you though, but that's okay.
Well, that's okay. My kids have switched to. I mean, they've been doing that for years. I mean, that's why I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I felt stupid about that, but.
Okay, why you should use Word, and then they're going to tell us the other one.
Yeah,
why you should use the other one. Microsoft Word is probably the most popular word processing software in the world. It's got a proven track record backed by a solid company. It's got availability. That's number one. Let's see what that means. Okay, you see almost everybody has it. It's familiar. Let's go down and see what else. So it's got a lot of word processing. It's got, what's it got? You can do all kinds of stuff with it, different like pamphlets and things like that.
Yeah, that's the thing I do like about the Office. That's the one thing actually I recall about the Office that could do that I may not be able to do with the. I could make like a template and a trifold.
Yeah, and it integrates with PowerPoint and all that other stuff, and it's got templates like you said, and so it's got a lot of options, and then it can be used for publishing on the various self-publishing places like Amazon. No,
yeah, I think in particular, if you're going to do a pamphlet, you know, I don't know anything about Google. They may have them. I don't know if they do or not. But
well, I use it every day. It's more important to me than any of my cable stations that I get. So
yeah.
If I'll look it up though if I can switch over. But right now,
my marketing stuff. I preferred currently. I preferred what shit, Office, because, yeah, Word, because I could make pamphlets and stuff, you know what I mean? I used to do all kinds, I can't do it anymore. I don't really know how to do it. And I
Yeah.
probably could find that but writing stuff in particular, writing anything now, like I said, all the college programs and stuff, they all do Google Docs. They don't do
Yeah.
all the
But for
schools.
publishing, because I like to make these newsletters that are big sheets and they're fold over and you can only do them on Word. So,
Yeah, that's,
I write a book every day. So right now it's better to go with Word, but I'd like to
well,
find
writing
a
a
way
book,
to,
like I said, writing a book, you could probably do the Google with, no problem.
yeah. I
But
don't want to switch over if I'm not going to switch.
switch. No, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
those bifold newspapers, 11 by 17, they're nice. People like those. And I made a bunch of those and those went really well.
I don't know. I know you're making those. That's cool.
Yeah, that's how I got people jobs. I brought them in these newspapers that looked, they were big. Like
Once again, I'm going to tell you
Yep.
right now, when I had a job doing that, I used the Office, but
Yeah.
now just writing stuff in particular, the Google.
Well, I'm going to get the local thing going again, the K-Town Chronicles. It's a little it's an 11 by 17. It's pretty cool. And then we're going to have local things going on and really promote the North Kelso Facebook site. So people love that. They get it. You can put ads in it. It's got more room and it's cool. I'd show you sometime. It's just a big sheet of paper folded over. I used those extensively for almost a year, and that was a good promotional tool. We did it at Burgerville to promote stuff.
Well, no, that's cool. If you,
Yeah, people love it.
if you're working, then I would.
Yeah, I do something.
Actually, if you're working, then your company's paying for you to have Office,
Well, I'm not working. These are just hobbies right now.
Yeah. Well, either way.
When I was working, yeah. But I just did it with my own money. I didn't care.
Yeah. Well, you gotta do something with your money. You might as well buy something.
Well, sometimes the bureaucracy is too much. So if you say, "Hey, I need to get money for these big sheets of paper," that could take 6 months. If you just go buy the stuff and do it yourself with your Word, and don't worry about reimbursement, you can do it that day. But it could take a year sometimes to get stuff through businesses.
Oh yeah. I understand.
Nothing against the business. It's just bureaucracy. You have to meet with people, tell them why you're doing it, what the justification is.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
By the time you get approved, the event's over. So
yeah, I aware. I used to do all my own, all my own books and stuff for when I was my last place, and I would just do it, and they'd reimburse me, and then eventually you just get a credit card and you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Just give them a receipt and say this is what it's for,
Yeah. It's more of a hobby now, but and to help the neighborhood. But like Jack Malone, my old buddy from the Burgerville boys, he was into these having bigger ones, instead of a little 8.5 by 11 fold over. These were 11 by 17. So each page was an 8.5 by 11 page, and you could have 4. And he liked it because his buddies, they felt like it was almost a newspaper, like a tabloid. That's what it's called, actually. And Word has that, but you have to get it printed at a professional printer.
Yes.
Too big.
Yep. Yeah.
Some of those things we get with coupons in them, those little magazines, that's that size. I like that 11 by 17.
Well,
that's a
good
little mailer. I get those, and
I'm gonna have to look more into that. I'm gonna look more into the Google Docs to see what else all they have to offer. There's got to be more out there.
I think for you, it's good not to have Word, but
I wonder what else is out there for you, because I mean, the Google Office, can you actually, let me see here. Well, let me look here. I'm gonna look into this a little bit, because
you're probably gonna have to get Screenplay software, though.
That's
a separate entity. That's a separate entity. What it does is it takes and it puts it out in a screenplay form. So when you write the guy's name, it puts it in the right place. You don't have to do margins, because if you have to set every margin on everything and go to it, it could take you 4 hours to 10 hours to write a page. But if you have it on the software, it could take you 5 minutes.
Think I'm writing a screenplay or something?
We're working on one. Yeah. So look into that. Look into screenplay software that you can actually print. Because I got this free screenplay software, but it wouldn't print. So it's not really any good. But they have one called not Final Cut. Final Draft.
Final Draft, yeah.
Yeah, so You saw that girl. We were watching that video of that gal just ad-libbing a script based on what they told her to first page. She had to write a few pages or first page. Whoa.
What's up?
Got a call here.
You take the
Gotta
call.
take this. Tell the audience.
Oh, he's
Tell 'em
taking
the
the call,
story.
folks, apparently. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's apparently lost his mind taking a phone call in the middle of this thing. Must be a girlfriend. I don't know who might it be. I think it's Tabitha, actually. Which, by the way, I saw a picture of Tabitha the other day. She was at the Oscars, and oh my gosh, she's turned out pretty well. She's not losing her mind, so that's good apparently. Because I am trying to find something, and I am lost, and my computer just froze. Why did it freeze? I don't quite know. Huh? Did he stop us? What did he do? What did he do, folks? What did he do? Huh? Hamada. Well, I wonder. Are we sharing? No, we're not sharing here. Interesting, Brian. I think you're you may have froze this whole program. Interesting. Where did you go? Hello. Oh, there we go. There we go. See, this is what happens when I'm lost. I get lost in space, and I'm there, and then I'm not. Now I'm here again. So I appreciate that. You just stop it in here. Hopefully, I can do something here. Share a screen. I was going to say Office. Right here, we have actually. So if you currently use the Microsoft Word, this is the Google Office, which is super cool. This is the Google Docs and Google Workspace. I'm not sure about what that Google Workspace is or what that costs, but you can do all this stuff right there with one of these templates and so forth, and that's awesome. So we need to get back into learning how to do this stuff. Yeah, and it's all free on Google, which is pretty cool. Now, Office may. Let's see here. Yeah, so well, we've been
Google
checking.
Docs.
Yep. What we've been checking out, Brian, while you've been here is
I had a little thing I had to take care of. I had a family emergency, mild, but I had to go. I'm gonna have to go find something for somebody after this.
no worries.
We're over an hour now, I believe. So I think.
Are we? Well, anyway, so
8:20.
The Google Docs. Anyways, the Google Docs and the workspace for this, they have all the stuff that you were talking about that you do. They do have it in here, so you got to be able to learn
like
that.
Well,
you make all your own.
This tomorrow again. I want to look this over. This would be
the templates are everything right here and stuff. So, but you can do all the same stuff apparently. So that's really cool. Once you learn how to do that, then you can save yourself $10 a month. You know.
Yeah, I like it.
Right there it says, convert Word files to Google and vice versa.
Well, that'll be good. If I can do that, I can publish everything with that. Because in the world of self-publishing now, you just keep your own files and send it to them, and they make a book out of it. So.
And you can do add-ons with.
Yeah, I like it.
Everything. Okay, well we'll get out of here, and I'll close that out, and we'll pound this out. Ready, folks? We are gonna see you tomorrow, and thanks for watching the LB Hour. Feel free to stick around Friday for our event on 7 p.m. live, Friday Night Live.
You're gonna make an event out of it right after this?
Yep. I'll
right on.
You all have a good day.
Boom.
What'd you get? Can't see your face.
Well, that's scissors. Okay. Boom.
Aha.
You got it. You're on a roll now.
I'm on a roll. I'm going uphill.
All
there
right.
we go. Good.
See you later.
Peace out.